Oh my gosh, wait, look at that. We got a hype train and I'm not even on screen yet. Hello. Let's get over there. Say hello to you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time it try that again. Whatever time it might be in your part of the world. That's not it.
Greetings, my excellent friend.
My name is Jeff Fritz, and today is January 9th, 2025. We're going to write a little bit of code today. How you doing there, chat room? Let me bring up the chat room. They are right over here. We're broadcasting live on Twitch and YouTube. It's good to see you. I've got my prescription gunners on today. Giving my eyes a little rest. Go ahead, take a picture. Go ahead, take a look at that hat. Go ahead. You know it. You know you want to. It's going to look that up and report back what it finds. There you go. Let me say hello to C Sharp Titan. Good to see you. Rambling Geek with the subscription to get us started. 43 months. Thank you so much. Good afternoon to you, Codebase Alpha. Hello. Oh my gosh, I got raided by White Panther. Oh, that was quick. Wow, thank you so much. How you doing there, Sama? Hello. Codebase Alpha questioning about the layoffs. I'll come back to that in just a little bit. Yeah, that was quick. How you doing there? Mars and Sfecco, CTI Geek, good morning to you in Virginia. Mars is in Texas. Hello. How can you point your Azure static website to a custom domain? Yeah, I can show that real quick. Give me a second here to greet everybody and we'll take a look. Yeah, the folks are affected by the fires out in Los Angeles. Looks absolutely dreadful out there. Smirking Squiggly, hello. Salma, if you're still here, how was it on your stream? Let us know how it was going over there, and let's drop a shout out for our friend Selma. Come on now. Let me make sure I always forget exactly where the numbers are in your screen name. There we go. Eddie Dre, good morning to you. So here, the hat I'm wearing, it's the Voodoo Donuts black hat. And it's it's got a snake-like design for the V in Voodoo, adding a quirky and unique touch. It represents the popular Voodoo Donuts brand, known for its creative and unconventional donut offerings. A bold and iconic hat for fans of the legendary donut shop. Any updates on the visor glasses? I haven't seen anything yet on those. No, I'm waiting to hear more. We should hear something in the next week or so. Yeah, Kelleran. She lost functionality in her hands. Oh my goodness. That's awful. Oh, I hope that clears up for you. Wow. How you doing there, Aris? It didn't go too great. So the dictation in Windows is really good. There's a viewer that hangs out here occasionally, Marcus Voice Coder, who dictates and programs with his voice. There's ways around that. So the typing that he does is, and when he chats, it's all done with voice. So there are ways around that. There are accessibility features built into Windows that can help with that. You were in the raid for White Panther just as they raided me. Oh, very cool. Good morning, Napalm Codes. Hello. Yeah, so there are accessibility things that are built into Windows to help, and you just have to get the the voice interaction started. Windows H will start that, and then you can get things rolling at that point. Let me back up and go to some of these other questions that got things started here. It's great to see everybody. Thank you so much. Azure static websites to a custom domain. There's a custom domains link on the left side. You just configure it right there. It's quite easy to do. I don't know if I have any Azure static websites running anymore. Oh no, I do. I'll bring up the portal and show that here in just a second. So the fires that are happening in Los Angeles right now are absolutely crazy. It's all the way on the West Coast. Literally, it's a 6-7 hour flight away from me. I'm nowhere near it, so I don't have any immediate concerns, any issues that I need to be worried about. But for the folks that are there, it is, and notably, the folks at Dev Express have an office there, and a number of my colleagues live in the Los Angeles area, so definitely something that is concerning. I hope that folks are able to evacuate and to make the best of this. Here it is. I'll show you the. It's not the 3DFX Voodoo card. No. Here we go. So on an Azure Static Web App on the left side, it's literally right here, custom domains. And you can set it up. You just add a domain, custom domain that's managed by Azure with Azure's DNS, or if you have it on some other DNS. Mine's on Namecheap, so I use the custom domain on another DNS. And it comes up and prompts you, well, what's the domain name? And then it gives you some credentials that you need to key in to another location. Something C#Fritz.com. And then it's going to give you directions. Hey, go create these records in your DNS. And it will wire up and make that available. So, real easy to do. Once you go through that, it'll validate and you can generate an SSL certificate at that point. So, not bad at all to get that connected on the big Microsoft Azure cloud. Continuing through here. First stream live this year. How you doing there, Robert Stefan? Hello. I thought there was another question. Oh, the Alexa thermostat. So here's the deal. So I have my Amazon Alexa, right, the voice assistant, the hockey puck, the glowing hockey puck, sitting in my kitchen, and it's right in between the kitchen and the family room. And the wife is sitting in the family room last night, and she calls out to it and says, "Hey Alexa, set the temperature." She wanted to say set the temperature to 70 degrees. Now 70 degrees Fahrenheit is what is that? 15, 16 Celsius, something like that. But as she was saying 70, she coughed. 7D. And Alexa comes back and says, now setting the temperature to 7,000 degrees. Like, no. And I ran to the thermostat in the other room, right? Because I've got the network attached thermostat in the other room. And fortunately, it rejected the request for that, for that temperature. And I dialed it appropriately manually at that point. But, so Salma has a Mac. Yeah, sorry, can't help with that then. Yeah. Saying Alexa, remind me to go to the gym or add gin to the shopping list. Yeah, that's really close. How you doing there, Reg? Good morning. You can use Cloudflare, and that's easy to get set up as well. Yes. When you get to a certain size of cloud service, if you're talking about setting up a custom domain on something like Azure Static Websites, you're going to want to put Front Door or Cloudflare or some other CDN in front of it to protect it, to replicate, and make sure that things are running smoothly. Let me get some music playing in the background here. I'm going to go with the synthwave, the synthwave playlist from Stream Beats, and I'm going to run down here and let's start here. This is called Synth Surfer. There it is, right there. This is music that's DMCA free, royalty free. Listen to it wherever you'd like, just like we are on YouTube and Twitch. Big thanks to Harris Heller and his team of creators for this music we're listening to today. Let me see, what else? What else do we have here? There was another comment, another question about something. The Azure Static website. We covered that. Oh, there was a question about the layoff. There was a, where was it? Somebody mentioned about the Microsoft layoff. Developers. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. We're going to dive back into our C# here in just a minute. Oh, from Codebase Alpha. So there was news in the business blogs about layoffs that are being scheduled at Microsoft. They're particularly, they say they're targeting lower performers. Really? It's not something that is going to be affecting my area at all. We have no concerns over there. Everything's going to be just fine. We're in great shape. We're a very high performing organization that I'm in, and we don't have when they start evaluating and looking for low performing folks to drop, with the amount of reach and promotion that we do for the products, it's not an issue. So, all right, let me catch up with folks here. Reg, I think I said hello to McNets. How you doing there, digital dummy? Mom's here. Look at that, Mom. How you doing, Mom? Great to see you. Hello. Yeah, we're gonna be just fine. There needs to be some really deep cuts and a desire to cut back on promotional activities for them to even consider approaching our organization. It's not happening. And even then, there's places that they would roll us to elsewhere in the company to help improve and do messaging for that organization if for some reason they had to do cuts in ours. So yeah, it's not happening. I do, Gizmo, I do work for Microsoft. It's in my About section just below there. I work in the developer division. I own .NET, Visual Studio, and Microsoft Azure tools. So that's why you see me do a lot of coding with .NET. You'll see me use .NET Aspire here on stream. I'll even be promoting and working on things on Azure occasionally. GitHub was down. I haven't had a problem with it this morning, but I did see there were some issues with GitHub yesterday, having a little bit of an issue. Hey John on YouTube, good morning to you. Look at that. See, Mom's waving and saying hello to folks. Look at that, right? Isn't it? I tell you, it's always fun when Mom drops by. We know that Mom has the stream up on the big screen TV there in the home while she's over sitting in the kitchen enjoying breakfast. So Gizmo the Gremlin says quit and start working on Linux. So here's the deal, Gizmo. I don't know if you know this. I'm not doing it today, but I do stream occasionally from my Linux laptop. But my personal laptop that I carry and travel with and promote and speak at conferences on runs Linux. And the project that I'm working on is cross-platform. It works on Linux as well. So I actually don't have to quit and start working on Linux. I'm allowed to do that now, and I do a bit of it. So you're actually not too far off of what I can do now. So I'm not doing that today. Then and we'll roll over and maybe we'll do some work on the Linux laptop tomorrow. Does WSL count? Sure, WSL counts. Yeah. Not enough Fritz in the morning? Well, thank you. That's very kind. That reminds me, let me just double check. I do have a meeting I need to stop and make sure I get to this morning. Let me just double check. Oh, let me. Come on now. Outlook's taking its time getting started. Oh, wow. All right. I've got about 2 hours that we can go here. Developers. Thank you for the follow. Oh, I appreciate the follow, Gizmo. Set a timer for an hour and 50 minutes. There we go. So we got my timer, so I'm sure I stop on time. I didn't get into trouble at Microsoft for getting frustrated with OpenAI and Azure. Nope, didn't get in trouble at all this time. How you doing, my secure gift? Hello. DJ Blizzard. Guacamole, good morning. DJ Blizzard's been developing for Windows, Mac, and Linux with .NET using the Mac dev system for years and love it. Fantastic. Only following me for the Linux laptop? Take a look. Okay, so check this out. I've been working with an organization called K-Focus here. All right. That's the description of the laptop that I use, the IR16 laptop. 64 gig of RAM and an i5 13500 CPU. Really, really cool laptop that I use. It's my personal laptop that, like I said, I carry and present from when I'm on the road. There is a new Raspberry Pi 5 version. The new one is a 16 gig. Nice. I need to get into more of the new Raspberry Pi. Go ahead, Dick. There you go. So that's OpenAI that's taking a picture of my hat and is going to give you a description of exactly what that image is right here in chat. Give it just a second. It takes anywhere from 3 to 10 seconds to do. And come on now. I know you know this. There it is. There it is, right there. So, what do you think of that, Mom? Look at that. It generated all that information just based on the photo of my hat there from Voodoo Donuts. So this was a Christmas present last year. All right. So that's the the 16 gig Raspberry Pi 5. I don't have any Pi 5s yet. I've only got the Pi 4. Now on sale at 120 American. They released a 2 gig variant over the summer, and now here's the big boy at 16 gig. Nice. I mean, that's a pretty hefty little piece of kit there. I appreciate it. There's certainly so much you can do with that. I'm guessing the micro SD is on the other side, but always impressed with what the folks at the Raspberry Pi Foundation are putting together here. Carbon removal credits. We're proud of the low environmental impact. Their small and light translates directly into small upfront carbon footprint for manufacturing, logistics, and disposal. With an idle power consumption in the 2 to 3 watt range and a fully loaded power consumption of less than 10, replacing a legacy x86 PC with a Raspberry Pi results in a significant reduction in operating power. Okay. Very cool. Enhanced rock weathering. Right? Spreading crushed silicate rock on agricultural land, increasing the surface area of the rock and therefore increasing its contact with CO2. Reduces the timescales involved from millions of years to mere decades. It accounts for the removal of 1 billion tons of CO2. Wow. Wow. Okay. Nice. Nice. Do Microsoft developers use Mac and Linux to develop and benchmark .NET? You betcha, C# Titan. Oh, yes. We do. There are a number of folks on the .NET team that use Mac laptops, yes, and a number of folks who work. They use WSL to work in Linux, just because it makes it easier to stay in touch using Teams and Outlook and the other Office applications. PCI now, so SSD on a hat. Okay. A 2 or 3 cluster could run a fair bit. Yeah. Right. I still have my 6 Raspberry Pi 4 cluster. I need to get back into running a little bit and do something with that. You'll take 4 for a K3's cluster. Yeah. Yeah. You wish they would have stayed a bit cheaper. You love the 3Bs. I have to find. Well, so hang on. Like, they are still cheaper, right? The 16 gig is 120, right? That's for the big boy, right? You can still get it with a smaller amount of RAM, right? For less. Like, ooh, even an active cooler. Right, where is it? Yeah, PCI Express. So, yeah, Raspberry Pi 5. Show me the other ones. With the 16, so there's the 8. Oh, you're not going to show me prices? Fine, I'm going to go over here. There we go. So 8 with the board only is 80 American, 4 is 60, the 2 gig is 50. Yeah, you're getting a faster processor, you're getting more RAM, you're going to pay more. You can still get the small one with very little RAM for $50. That's pretty good. You start throwing in some starter kits, and yeah, it gets a little bit more expensive. But talking about a 16 gig one, yeah, you got to that somebody's got to pay for that RAM. Am I going to get one? Not right now. The N100 NUCs are cheaper after needed accessories. Can I run .NET on a Pi? Oh yes, my secure gift. It's in, well, I need to rebuild it at this point. The SSDs, not SSDs. I'm sorry. The micro SD chips need to be rewritten. But I have 6 Raspberry Pis that run as a Kubernetes cluster, and they were running .NET inside of Docker containers distributed across that cluster, and we were doing transcription on that Raspberry Pi cluster, and it ran quite nicely. So absolutely, you can run. Not only can you run .NET on it, you can run Visual Studio Code and write .NET code on it and use it as a developer tool. Moshiko has a 4 Pi cluster on the back shelf, installed K3S on it once and never did anything with it. I was not doing anything with it, and then we ran into this idea of, well, let's do audio transcription on it, and we had it set up to listen to a queue. It would pull video clips off of that queue, convert those video clips from MP4 to MP2 to WAV files, and then locally run the OpenAI Whisper transcription model against it and transcribe that audio. And it was very, very accurate. It took about 1 to 2 seconds per second of audio that it was transcribing, but I didn't care. I had 6 Raspberry Pis that were working together, and it was distributing that load across them. So I had, 6, 10 transcriptions all running at the same time on these little devices, and it was just fine. The Pi has come a long way. Yeah, and I'm okay with it costing a little bit more because you're paying for more upgraded modern hardware. Like there, you can certainly right look at a Pi 4, right? So the Pi 4 Extreme kit, that's with 1 gigabyte and comes with case and all the cables and stuff to go with it, and 134. But if you wanted just the board, right? So the Pi 4 gigabyte is $55. 2 gigabyte is $45. Like, it's still a very capable device. There's nothing wrong with this. It's just a little bit slower. It's a little bit older. That's nothing wrong with that. So this is what happens. Technology advances and we need to keep up, and things cost a little bit more. So but it certainly has come a long way, right? Right, if we go back, I don't think they're selling anything. Yeah, the 3 is the oldest one, and you can get it for $35 American, which is right about where their original price point was. Ads have kicked in on Twitch. They'll be running for about 2 minutes, and then the pre-roll ads will be turned off for new folks that are joining us. If you're watching on YouTube, you don't have ads. Welcome. But it's tremendous how much power and interaction you can get out of this. Can you point a mobile app to the Pi to access a SQL Server database? Sure. If you have the SQL Server database running somewhere else, maybe you can certainly run MySQL on this or Postgres. You're not going to be able to chunk through a ton of data, but you can absolutely do that. Sure. Or use this as an API gateway to go read that data. Yeah, absolutely. It's a little API gateway to access databases and other services that are protected behind a firewall. It's a great little device to do that. You contend that it's the best way to learn about Kubernetes, much stronger knowledge base without paying cloud and a realization. Yeah. You have lots of options when you start tinkering and you get your hands dirty and you start building and assembling these things, and you realize what all's involved to get that running. Definitely. Land of the Elite with a big wave. Hello. Ads are done in about 45 seconds here. So we're going to dive back in on SharpSight, and we've got a handful of tasks here that I want to get into. We're wiring up today. I started on this. Didn't I finish? Did I finish this? I started on... Hang on. Did I... Where's the branches? Oh, you know what? Was I working on it in here? No. I was working somewhere on it. On updating the contributing doc for this. Where was that? And I was just doing it aimlessly the other night. Aimlessly, listen to me. 4 branches. What do we got? Yeah, I think this happened when I had a power outage here. Or was it? Nope, that's this week's Blazor puzzle. Yeah. Hello, Unhip Coder.
Unhip Coder just resubscribed for 47 months. Happy New Year all.
Happy New Year to you. What the heck is this? Where the heck am I? There we go. That's where I wanted to be. Was I doing that update down here? Yeah. No. Oh, darn it. There was a brownout that hit, and it was while I was editing this. I'll have to go back to doing that later. Does Microsoft use Raspberry Pis for teaching? We don't use them for any products. Am I going to get that NVIDIA Digits system? How you doing there, Eric? I'm not going to go get that myself. It looks interesting, but no. Yeah, I started on updating the contributing doc, but there was I was editing it directly in the browser, and there was a power outage, and poof. Oh, hey, Selma. Hello. Oh my gosh. Completely understand. I all the best. I hope you can get some help with that. That is terribly difficult to deal with. I've said for a long time to my family that, like, my hands are my livelihood. My hands in a keyboard are my livelihood. Something can happen to my legs, fine, no problem. Something can happen to my hearing. Something can happen to my vision or my voice. If I don't have my hands, that's a really hard space to be in. Oh, my gosh. All the best to you with that. That is a terrible place to be in. We actually got that whole thing working, C# Titan, and that's all merged in. That's why I was looking at this, because I thought I had this just about ready to merge, to talk about the instructions of how we work on this. The video from Microsoft Ignite. Well, thank you, my secure gift. They're referring to. I gave a session at Microsoft Ignite about how to use the Upgrade Assistant to upgrade your application from older versions of .NET to .NET 9. That's available. It's on YouTube and everywhere that Microsoft videos are shared. Something like that. There's something that just happened that I signed up for yesterday. Let me show you this. There's this thing on BlueSky. I use BlueSky a lot more now. Oh my gosh, look at the pictures from Los Angeles. There's a thing out here called labelers, where they'll add labels to an account so you can see various tags. So if you look at my page and you're subscribed to this labeler, there's a label that's listed here that says that I'm a Microsoft employee. So, Salma, if you're still out there, there is, and for anybody out there, if you subscribe to this labeler, right, you navigate over here, you'll get this label attached that shows who the Microsoft employees are, and Microsoft MVPs and regional directors will get labeled also if you're subscribed to this. So if you follow that link, it'll get you, first off, if you're a Microsoft MVP or a regional director, or if you're an employee, you can register, and it will put your information on it. It'll link and show that on the website, so you can see verified MVPs. Hey, there's me right down there. So, and it lists, here's the things that I specialize in. So if you subscribe to this labeler by clicking the subscribe button up here, you'll get in your feed, it'll put that little badge next to folks. There you go. So here's our friend Steve Smith, and he's registered and listed as a Microsoft MVP. So, and it gives a little bit of information about what that label is. So, you have to get onto BlueSky. Need to check that out. I'm seeing a lot more tech folks are over here and sharing over there. So that's bluesky.ms, and it generates those labels for you. Napalm with a question here, off topic. How's it going to go against the Irish tonight? Oh. Space Shot with the resub.
Space Shot just resubscribed for 66 months.
66 months. 5.5 years. Thank you so much, my friend. Tier 2. I really appreciate the support. Thank you so much. Is Cool CSH real? Might be. I don't know. Hey, Final
Stack just resubscribed for 43 months. Hi, everyone.
Hello, hello. Is he? I don't see him listed there. No, not Be Shy. Be Sky. No posts, but it might be. Might be. Some replies out there. Yeah, no, that is him. That is him. So I'll reach out to Hunter and suggest that he gets on the Microsoft validation.
Dr. Scott!
Yep, one of those. One of the Scotts. So, not everybody at Microsoft knows about the label. It's kind of finding its way around. Our friend Rich Ross got me set up and connected over here. So, MVPs, regional directors, and employees you'll see labeled over here. So, that'll help give a little bit of validation to some of the comments that you see coming back from Microsoft folks or MVPs. So, yeah, that's from the reply. That is him. Mythin asking, do I have experience with using Key Vault with Aspired? Added it to your project. It says the operation is not allowed by RBAC. You have to log in, and your application needs to be, if you're adding Key Vault to your .NET Aspire solution, Mythin, you need to add the application to have access to Key Vault, and I forget exactly how to do that off the top of my head. So you actually need, right? The whole thing with Key Vault is you grant access to an application, and then the application needs a series of keys so that it can access. But running locally, you need to be able to log in to see the Key Vault. So Thindall just got his MVP. Just got this month. Big congratulations to him. Is it easy to move? I think you're asking, is it easy to move from Microsoft SQL to Postgres? No. If you are using a lot of T-SQL structures like stored procedures, user-defined functions, those don't exist in Postgres. So you're out of luck. You're going to need to rewrite. If you don't use those, you can you're going to be able to migrate. It's going to be tricky. If you're using something like Entity Framework to control and give you that abstraction over connecting to your database, it's going to be easier to do that. Easier. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be easier to do. So, yes, Thindall just got his MVP here on January 1st. He received the award. You're getting what message on the Azure portal? So let me make sure I understand, Mythin. If you're working with Key Vault locally, you need to be logged in, authenticated in order to access it. If your application is being deployed and is going to run and connect into Key Vault, it needs to have some keys configured out there. You don't actually have to go and set that reference and deploy it. the AZD deployment will set that up for you and put your keys into Key Vault for you. It does that whole thing for you. If you're getting that message in the portal, there's something else that was added there that isn't quite lined up right. Hey, Fright Night Trance, how you doing? Welcome. You wonder how to create low-code platforms like Form Builder, Page Builder using C#. We're not at a Form Builder plugin yet. But for this content management system that we're building, we do have my Visual Studio opening full screen instead of in my stage area. You fool! Thank you. Yeah, I know. I know I have those features. I don't want that. Yeah. Let's head back to, am I on the 05? I am. All right. So, I do have a markdown editor that I have embedded on the page here that will generate markdown. I save it into a database and then I load it back. But generating a form on the fly, a little bit trickier to do. There are controls and form builder capabilities that some of the component vendors like DevExpress or Progress have that can help you with that. But if you're building it from scratch and you don't have somebody else's components, yeah, a lot trickier to do. And we're actually doing a little bit of form builder generation. So one of the things that we've been building here is this idea of having plugins, right? The icons are broken here. We should do that default icon today. So I've uploaded, right? This is something that isn't part of the application. I've uploaded a file system file provider. And because that's registered here, it creates a configuration page for it. And when I click into the configuration page, it's generating this form based on a configuration class that I have defined. All of this is open source. I'll share the link in just a minute or two there, unless somebody in chat can share that link. Plugin config UI. So when you're building a form like that with a class or something, you need to do a little bit of reflection. So here's the definition of the generic interface that implements it. But if I go to my file system, configuration section, this is the concrete implementation of that, and I put a display name and other requirements on this. I still haven't done the validation on this. I need to do that validation. Yeah, that validation message is commented out. We're going to need to get that dialed back in here. But I do a for each doing some reflection to go get that collection of properties, and it generates a label based on the display name attribute. Right, so display name, base folder name, it generated that label there. Right? And so on and so forth. And then the value for the input is coming from a little bit of reflection. Generating and putting this generically out there so folks can design a form, in my mind, is going to be building a JSON or XML document that is, here's the fields and requirements of those fields, putting that into a database with some sort of ID hooked up to it, and then saving records somewhere else that are generically a JSON document or an XML document that refers back to that series of requirements. It's definitely, as an abstract task, a lot of work to do. Yes, By default, you don't have access to the key vault when you deploy with AZD. You're moving to Postgres with EF Core. Set time assigned for the date. You're right. NS Linter. Lintner? You're right. Date time and GUID configuration when you go from SQL Server over to Postgres is a little bit of a headache. You're right. That's a bump in the road along the way as well. Thank you, DGen1, for sharing the link. You were thinking about using source generators. Ooh, okay, hang on. So, Fright Night, you're looking at it from a different angle. When building with source generators, you're generating code that's going to compile at design time. I'm generating this at runtime, right? I'm generating this at the time that it's running and it's already out there. Yeah, that's different. Source generators make it a much more interesting problem, to be sure. But would it actually work if you put some folder? Yes, it would. It would on Windows. It would not on Linux, right? But this needs to be taken care of. I'm going to create a bug report for that. Add validation for fields in the plugin config UI. It uses reflection right now to build the fields, but does not enforce component attributes like required max length, etc. And we'll figure out if somebody, if we can address this. Part of me thinks I shouldn't do it right now. Like, we got it working. It's something that you as an admin are going to manage and see, and we don't need to control that type of access. That has me also thinking, hang on, now that I'm Popolo Jones, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, I make it a system admin can see plugin configuration only. Yeah. At some point, it might make sense to change the security requirement on that. At some point. So, okay. So these are the last couple items that I wanted to complete as part of this milestone. You know what? Let's. Man, I control clicked and that didn't do it. Let me move this and add this to the next milestone. Here we go. So allow customization of the page not found content. This is a place where we wanted to be able to upload images. So support embedded images in posts. I think I'm going to pull this back from this person who asked, Waleed, who asked to work on this. It's been more than a month and we haven't seen anything from them. We need to update the repository README, and we need a default plugin icon. Let's do this one first. I ran to Bing AI Generator and created this, and I like the hexagon, but it's a little bit too complex. I agree with Mr. Magoo here. It's a little bit too complex.
Developers.
Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you joining us. Let's see if we can generate a quick icon here. Hey, Dr. Cox. Hello, hello. Let's go to, right, Copilot, right? Hello. Generate an image, an icon that is a hexagon, easy for me to type, with a gray background and a white AC plug image in the middle. Solid white. Womp womp. You stink. Copilot. Come on. Just make sure I don't dox myself here. I think we're okay. Let's try that again. Generate an icon that features a hexagon with a gray background and an image of a AC plug in solid white in the middle. Well then, do that. Generate that image. Total fail. Just a box in the hexagon. That's very minimalist. That's not bad. Make the background transparent. I'm going to remove this little bit here, and I'm going to square that off. It looks like there's some artifacts around the outside here. That's not bad. That's not bad. Let's open that in paint.net. Right? Is Mr. Magoo still here? What do you think of that? Yeah, exactly. Use the AI to simplify it and then use this as a base. Like this white tail here, I'm going to get rid of that. Right? I can't delete. Where's my colors? Show me the colors. Grab that color. Yeah, see, it's kind of bumpy in here. It's not. It's not solid. Like, even though I told it to be solid, it's not. Right? Like, grab that. Now it's solid. Any videos on migrating database? No, sorry, I don't. Mr. Magoo likes it. Fantastic, right? I like getting some feedback from you out there, chat room, because I think this is something that's going to be, if it's going to stick around in this product, this Sharp site that we're looking at pulling together. What about asking for SVG? You could take this into a vector program and remake it, Ocular? The background probably just looks like it would be transparent. Is it? It might be. I think you're right. Now it is. Now it's transparent. Gosh, my heart really goes out to White Panther. That I'm thinking more and more about not being able to use your hands and how much I'm using them here. I feel just awful about that. Gosh, that is. See, look, white is not white. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of bumpy, you know? Let's zoom in over here. What's the select tool? Like, I don't remember the hotkeys for the image programs. I just kind of. And right, you can see it's not perfect because of how it was generated. Should I get rid of the little hooks in the middle in here? You're in the ads. Can I attach the image to the task and you'll pick it up and create? Sure. Oh my gosh, that's very kind of you to offer. Ocular Malice. How big is this? 1024 by 1024. I guess that's okay for right. Working on a new version live on stream. What do you think of this? So there you go. Thank you, Ocular Mouse. That's very kind of you to offer to help. There's the link. And certainly taking it into SVG is going to help clean up some of these edges a little bit. Right, this isn't entirely square. Some of this is just kind of ugly curves here. But certainly when you zoom out, it doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look too bad at all. And I think we should fill these in. So thank you so much. You kind of like the ugly curves? Well, hang on. I like the curve. When you zoom in a little bit, it's not very, right? Look, this isn't, see how it curves up a little bit? This doesn't curve up as much as that one. And these aren't symmetrical side to side. I can assign it to you. I can do that. Comment on it. Drop a comment on it that says, "Hey, I'll work on this," and I can assign it to you at that point. Fill all the gray lines in. These ones. Probably when we get this shrunk. You might be right, Jeremy. So, yeah, there we go. Nope, I don't want to navigate. Right, so now I can, there we go. Cool, thank you. And I'll step away from this one. And we can take a look at one of the other ones. Much appreciate. So, I won't save that. Cool. So this is the next big task, supporting the embedded images. The component that we're using for the Markdown edit does have a way to specify here's how you upload files. Right, so we have this text editor component here that uses the PSC Markdown editor. Let's go look up that and get some of the instructions. Thanks so much. PSC Markdown editor Blazor. Let's get the documentation on this. Project websites, and we'll learn how to hook it up to our file upload APIs. So how to use, yes, add it on a page. There it is, code explained, documentation. There we go. Markdown editor demo API. This is a, you moved. You done? You done. There it is. And another project for the integration between Markdown Editor and the API for uploading images. Hey. Do you have some more? Wrote a post about uploading an image with .NET. That's great. Reading it, parsing it. Yeah, this is the HTTP post. I've already got this part built. Yeah. This I'm going to need to write, I think. Oh wait, I'm reading here. Image upload changed, image upload ended, endpoint progressed, started. Now that it can take care of uploading a file and add the relative markdown code for that, the property upload image has to be set to true. The upload API must be specified in the property image upload endpoint. The property upload image must be set to true. The endpoints for the API must be declared via the property image upload endpoint. Markdown editor has JavaScript under the cover. For this reason, I managed the JavaScript code to have the uploaded image encoded to base 64. Then a C# function takes care to upload the image to the specified API. The API must return a 200 HTTP and as content the URL of the uploaded image. We can do that. Sure, I can share that. Hey, Thindle, hello. Folks were just commenting a little bit ago about your recent MVP award. Congratulations again. And it's this same content here. No, this isn't how to use the editor. This is here's how I figured out how to do it. That's nice. It allows you to drop. In some cases, API requires authentication. The properties image upload authentication schema and image upload authentication token allow you to pass Correct schema and token to use in the call. Uh-oh. That could be dicey. There's got to be... It said there's a sample. I keep referring back to this. But it's in the documentation. Yeah, get me to the documentation. So here's his API. Adding cores capabilities.
Developers.
Thank you for the follow. Hello. So what did... Permitted extensions, blah, 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 blah. Controller. He's getting configuration options here. Okay. Upload, and he's disabling form value model binding. Huh. Like, they're doing all this kind of manually that's done for you when you do a file upload. Like, we started building the file API over here. So that it receives file data. Like, there you go. Yeah, don't trust the file name sent by the client. This is that naive implementation. And yeah, generates a trusted file name for file storage. And it returns OK with here's that location. So when there's a post, I return result created. If I return result OK, yeah. It wants an object. And this is going and pulling together a URI. HTTP context accessor. Generate a full URL for the no. Are we going to be okay with just a relative URL? For the file that was uploaded. I'm not going to get Copilot helping me here. Generate the base of the URL using, yep, to get the host and port. Why don't you like that? It's not null here. We need the port on there. Scheme, host, port. Yeah, that's it. That's what I want. Why don't we just do this directly? Right? That's easy. I should set up a branch here, right? Working branch so I can do this locally. Yeah. Fix, allow, image, allow images. Sure. Returning the absolute URL of the file uploaded. Right, I got port, didn't I? Oh, port, you're right. Context. Then why don't we have the port there? Is it hiding in the headers? No. Get the requested port from the HTTP context. Hello. Are you not? Are you not entertained? Method, path, base may include the port. In which case, I don't need that part. Because that might include the port. So that should work. Okay. All right. So now let's look at the demo. What's this? There it is. Image upload endpoint. And he's got various handlers here. that looks pretty easy to add in. Let's give it a try. I don't need you, don't need you. Don't need you right now, or you, or you. Certainly not you. You. I need to mark down that. Really? Oh, wow. Okay. All right, so we need upload image. Upload image endpoint. Can I just say /API/files? Can I just do that? Let's see what happens. Just do it. Right, and it's going to do a post right here. While that's loading, need to go up one more. Take a look at the API here. Really? Where did my cursor go? Try that again. Actually, I might be able to just say context, right? When you do a map like that. Okay. Site admin. Let's do page. Where'd that go? I still have BattleNet open. This should be edit page, not edit post. But even then, if this is generated, you don't need to localize it. Yeah. This page title. That's localized for you. Yeah, new page. No. Yeah, edit page there. This page title. This is this one didn't update. Yeah, there it goes. But for some reason that did work. Like, we're overcalling localizer here. When you use the strongly typed, you don't need to call localizer. You can just reference it directly. Yes, we're going to be able to do drag on of images. Yes. So save that. Yeah, there we go. So where was I? It's in text editor here. And I turned on upload image. Oh, I'm telling it to hide that image, the image icon right now. Well, don't need to tell it to hide that anymore. Why do I have multiple text editors on this page? There it is. There's the image. That didn't work. That didn't work. Right? Upload image endpoint. Right, I was expecting to click that and no. That didn't do what I was hoping it was going to do. Autosave enabled, autosave ID. That's not a bad idea, but I'm... Enable auto-saving of content when editing in text editor. Our markdown editor component supports auto-saving. Let's examine that and enable autosave. And there's a link to it. I'm going to mark that as an enhancement, and I'm going to put it up for grabs. So if and when this gets done, we'll just merge it into the next release, the next milestone. Okay. Yeah, this is going into 05. Allow images to be attached to posts and pages. 24. So we'll set this up. So that we can get that merged in the future, and we'll have that feature. Ads are running for the next 2 minutes. Why doesn't it like that? I turn that on. Do I need to implement all of these? Do I need a full URL? Change the content. Mermaid. Hey, that's nice. Oh, autosave saves to browser local storage. Oh, jeez. Really? Upload file. The property upload image has to be set to true. The upload API must be specified. The API requires authentication, blah, blah, blah. Be added to the HTTP client post. Only if both properties are not null, they will be added to the header. So he's just dragging and dropping onto it. Bad request. So do I need the full URL in there? Let's try injecting the navigation manager. And then we can make this, it's going to be a string. It's going to be an interpreted string. What do we got? Oh, close that, go to the end here. No, where did that come from? All right. No. Base URI? Absolute URI is in string form with a trailing slash. So I could do that, delete this, save. Ugh. Restart that John then. Let's see what we get. Don't I need to have the method I want to invoke as part of that endpoint? I do. It's going to do a post. That's going to do a post to that endpoint. It's interesting to me that it doesn't. Bad request. What do we got over here? Access to storage is not allowed from this context. This is inside the component. Yeah, no, it's not. It's inside the provider. It does call add file, but I'm setting up the post to API files, right? And it should hit that. What do we have on network tab? It didn't even pop up here. Yeah, it didn't even get there. We're hitting an error. Okay, that's not. But this. Is this I'm not 382? Notify image upload success. Element ID R. Image upload notifier on success. Image URL. No, it didn't. It didn't hit the endpoint. We didn't even get to the network. Yeah. What is T here? And it's not opening the browser file window either. Attach files by drag and dropping or pasting from clipboard. So let me rename this. Just in case it's something weird like that. Bad request uploading the file icon.jpg. So it doesn't know what T is here. Yeah, show me those locals.
Developers.
Thank you for the follow.
Developers.
Yeah, funny that it's happening on success and we're not there. This is a bogus object, right? T is null here. Call stack. So E is what it's passing through, and E is a nothing here. Let's keep walking up that. Okay, what's R? R is nothing. Because it set R to nothing. What? Okay. It feels like this is because I'm missing a... Because I'm missing one of those configured methods. Just try adding it. Like, we can tune and do something with that. No, I don't want to extract to a new. Now it doesn't know what these are. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. What? Restart that. It is weird that it happens on success. No, it wants that to return a task. You like apples? How about them apples? All right. I think we're getting somewhere, hopefully. Hopefully. Let's see where we get here. Yeah. Site admin, page admin, edit. Yeah, how do I get it to bring up the file upload? Bad request uploading. Yeah, tell me what happened there, buddy. Last index of is not a function. The heck? Yeah, T is not an object here. Last updated 2 years ago. So what's the latest release on this? 2022. Add custom handler for image uploading. And if we look at files controller, yeah. I thought, hang on, maybe. Right, I should be able to actually just say, give me the HTTP context. Yeah. Because we know there's a context because you did an upload. All right, it says it patched it, but I'm still going to restart the site here using the .NET Aspire dashboard. Restart that, John. This will rejoin, refresh the page. There it is. Bad request. What do we got? Yeah, index of. So it's on success. So this is after it tried to do the upload, but it didn't try to do the upload. You know what I'm saying? Like when I drag this on here, there's nothing there that it tried to push. So what am I doing wrong? Very limited functions for customization. It always requires fixed request body format and fixed response format. Also required response format is not documented. Let's go back and take a look at that sample. Like, I don't think it's... This is upload inside of a controller. I'm doing this with minimal API. Upload image started. So it should be writing it to the console. Let's walk through this. Yeah, look at that. Look. Finished image. It's not in the network because it's going across... Oh, damn. It's not in the network because it's going across interactive server. This is happening on the server, right? And it didn't succeed. Why didn't it succeed? It's not going here. Come here. No, it's not too big because I opened up the size of it. Can we get any other status coming through? I think that's a good question. That's a percentage coming back as a double. 25%, 50%, and then it just finished. It doesn't even... Where is it putting it? On it ended. What else do we have in here? File invalid reason. That's a string. That's a file entry. Since this is going over the WebSocket, well, can we do that? And see what it says. Right? Bad request. Bad request uploading the file. Yes. Because it's trying to go to localhost 7166 admin. this. Let's put that out here as a property. Right, let's take a look at what's inside this, John. Really? You're going to do that to me? Let's take a look at what's inside this. Save that. Yeah, fine. Restart it. Let's see what we get. I don't think it's too big. I don't think size is the issue here. I think it's trying to do a file upload on the server to an endpoint that it can't reach, because the host ports change. Right? Yeah, see, it's trying to go to localhost 7166 API files, which exists. Oh, this is so good. Which exists outside. That's the outside location of this. It's not outside, though. It's inside. It's inside the Docker container. So when we go up here, take a look at this. Starting up, loading the things. It's listening at 6598. This port 7166 is on the outside. It can't reach out to it. That address needs to be, because it's running on the server, this is going to sound really weird. It needs to be an internal port. It's not going to be the outside. It wouldn't use the outside port because it's the HTTP client that's going to run on the server needs to know the address to go to. I need HTTP context accessor. Oh, nuts. Down here. Sure. Context, request, host. I need the scheme also, and you're going to tell me, oh, it might not be a thing. Shut up. I know it's always going to be. do that. Yeah, I know. I just realized that's not a thing anymore down here. Try that again. You built a small user management app in WPF in the past, decided a couple days ago to rewrite the app from scratch in Blazor. You were surprised how convenient it is to work off. That's great, Sir Timmy. Yeah, Blazor has a lot of concepts that folks who are doing WPF should relate to. That's one of the things that my friend Carl Franklin really, really likes. As somebody who's been doing XAML and WPF for a long time, it just kind of clicked for him, you know? Oh, I don't know why that just isn't there by default. Like, just make it there. Just put it on the thing. After getting used to the structure of the Blazor app, it was mostly sticking building blocks together. Yes. Yes. No, I just added you. You're a thing now. Edit. Really? Do I need to do a full restart? We'll try that. That HTTP context accessor should be in there now. We should be able to just reach into it. Or actually, it might already be available. Stand by. Here, there, this. No. I think it might already be available, right? Because it's in.
Oh my!
I know. Yeah, there it is, right there. It's a cascading parameter. Bingo! It's a bingo. Right, that's a thing. Right? So then I don't need this. So this will receive that context. I'm going to want to do this on parameters set async. It's picture time. Go ahead. Oh, sure. Go ahead and make it async. Or, fine. On parameters set. There we go. So now I can go back up here, delete that John, because it's being passed through. It took time. Yeah, it's going to. Like, it's running out on the cloud. Yeah, I don't have it provisioned so that it comes back sooner and has to start up and then return. And I'm not going to pay for it to be provisioned and sitting out there. Well, that feels weird. That feel HTTP context is null. Huh? Why is it null? Huh. So, where am I missing this? It's always going to go to localhost. So I could get one of the URLs. It is Blazor server behavior. Yeah. Right? What if I just got one of the URLs? Because it's the local URL, right? I hosted environment. I need. Can I change that? No, it's a get only. Let's look at the demo. Upload Razor. They said they did this with .NET 8. Right, this doesn't have. This isn't .NET 8. It says it's .NET 8. They did a straight update. This is WebAssembly. Okay. Yeah, my API is running. It states that it runs on Blazor server. That shows how to cope with image upload. To test the upload, the API must be running. Yeah, it runs, never claims it works. Yeah. Custom image upload. Sets a custom image upload handler. Got about 10 minutes. What does that look like? No description. But it contains a task. So what happens? No. It wants... It's a func passing in the editor, a file, and then a task that returns a file entry. Editor, a file entry, and then the task. And returns a task. No way. No way. He wants to receive a markdown editor and a file entry. Right, and if I get that, and this wants to receive, wants to deliver a file entry. Yeah, that's right. This should be like this. Task from results. Wrong one. Then I don't have HTTP context anymore. I got rid of that, so this doesn't exist. Let's put a break in here. See what that does. Because if... No. I'm removing you. Let's see. Because if I can do a custom thing here, I can just tap the file API directly at that point and just say, go ahead and save it. Right? Page admin, edit, and let me try uploading that. Okay. I'm in my custom jammy here. There's the file. There's the name, icon, JPEG. There's the size. Okay. The content in base 64. It's there. It's all there. Right? File size, dot size. Yeah, that's all there. So. Yeah, it doesn't. Ooh. Okay. I'm right up against time here. I've got a thing to get to. This is good. Also, see these, see the text down here under the editor? We need to figure out a way to localize that. Localize messages in the rich text editor. Since this is uploading, and it's clearly here at this point, did it trigger any of the other things? It did. Size, progress, finished, success. True. Okay. So maybe, right, maybe I just did an end around the whole need to have the API endpoint, right? Like, I can inject the plugin manager and get the iHandle file storage and use that directly, right? Can I do this real quick? No, not in there, in text editor. I don't need the host environment, right? So then, I handle, what's it called? I handle file storage. What? Yeah, give me that. Why don't you like that? Fine. So now I can say file storage equals, right? Plugin manager I handle file storage, and now I have file storage. So now when it does the file upload, and now I need file data, and that's my cue to run. We're almost done. Yeah, I know. Not upload. Let me save that. Yeah, I know. Stop. And I'm going to commit those changes to my local branch using custom file upload handler. You can see this running on my local instance if you want to dig in further, but I need to run. I have a meeting to get to. We're on a really good place here where we've almost finished getting the image upload integrated. So that is a really, really good place to be. If you're watching on YouTube, There's lots more great videos of mine just below and over to the side. If you want to check those out, let me get you connected to somebody else who's doing some streaming, doing something fun here. Let me go get you connected to my friend James Quick. I need to raid and run. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll be back tomorrow for a quick stream in the morning. We're going to try and wrap this up. At that point, check out SharpSite. It's available out there. You can go to sharpsite.org. It'll take you right to the GitHub repository, and you can learn more. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you tomorrow. Until then, I wish you good health and good coding. Take care.